Hello students, how are you all? Myself Anjali Panchal, your English teacher. Today I am here to teach you the grammar lesson number 5, the compound sentences. So before starting this lesson, I want to introduce a first pre-reading activity. So please pay attention over here and identify the given sentences whether it is simple or complex. So first question is, we couldn't wait to surf the net for more information. So this is the simple question. Simple type of question is there. Second question, having taken a flight to Punta Arenas, they set sail for their destination. Again, simple sentences because there is no conjunction. So we can say it's a simple sentence. You have waters so treacherous that even the most experienced sailors fear to cross it. It's a complex sentence because conjunction that is used over here. The fourth sentence, by bedtime the weather had deteriorated sharply. We saw a young man in shorts standing in the middle of the road. So your fourth question is simple sentence because there is no any conjunction is used. The fifth question, he tries to understand their meaning. Again simple question. Sixth, as they gazed, a remarkable sight met their eyes. Complex sentence. As conjunction is used. He fitted himself with warm clothes. He fitted himself with warm clothes. So it's simple sentence. Number 8. Griffin's landlord did not like him. So he wanted Griffin to vacate the house. It's a complex sentence because the conjunction so is used over here. So here you find the sentences of two types, simple and complex. A third kind of sentence can be created and it is known as a compound sentence. So we can say let's start the introduction part for this chapter. What are compound sentences? So compound sentences consist of two or more independent clauses that are joined by conjunctions such as and, but, or, however, otherwise, so, yet. Independent clauses functions like a main clause generating a complete sense. In other words, we can say independent clause can stand alone as a sentence having its own subject and predicate. We can say that an independent clause can stand along as a sentence having its own subject and predicate. That sentence have its own subject and predicate. Example of compound sentence is there. So please read it. Priya is a good player, but she is very impulsive. See, this is the example. Priya is a good player, but she is very impulsive. The sentence consists of two independent clauses. These are Priya is a good player and she is very impulsive. Both the clauses can make complete sense by themselves. Both the sentences make their own sense. The conjunctions but is used to link them to form a compound sentence. So here conjunction that is used to make these two sentences a compound sentence. How is a compound sentence different from a simple sentence? So a simple sentence has a single independent clause with one subject or a single set of subjects and one predicate. We can also say that a simple sentence has a single independent clause, means a single subject or a set of subjects and one predicate. For example, Priya is a good player. Priya is a good player. So here Priya is subject and is a good player is predicate. Priya is subject and is a good player a predicate. The another example is there, Priya and Ashish. Priya and Ashish, two subjects are there, are good players, and only one predicate is there. We can say in this sentence, in this kind of sentence, that two subjects and one predicate, one subject and one predicate. A compound sentence consists of two or more independent clauses joined by one or more conjunctions. A compound sentence consists of two or more independent clauses joined by one or more conjunctions. We can say we can use conjunctions more than one and subject more than one, but predicate should be one. Here Ram has worked very hard and he deserves to be promoted. Ram has worked very hard and he deserves to be promoted. So here Ram is subject, has worked very hard is the first predicate, conjunction and is used over here. He subject, deserves to be promoted, another predicate is there. So here two subjects, two predicate, and for making a compound sentence one predicate, one conjunction and is used over here. So let's see the first exercise over here. Underline the following clauses and put a box around the coordinating conjunctions of each of the following sentences. So let's see first question. Everyone by now knows about the Chipko movement, but not many know about certain women from the Uttarakhand region. So students, can you see which is the object, which is the conjunction used over here? You have to make a box around that conjunction. So here but is your conjunction. So put a box like this around your conjunction and underline the coordinating clausing. So everyone by now knows about the Chipko movement and not many know about certain women from the Uttarakhand region. So you have to make a box around the conjunction but and underline rest of the sentence. The second sentence over here, she had no children, so she wanted to look after plants like her own children. Here your conjunction is that, those circle. So you have to make a box around your conjunction so, and rest of the sentence should be underlined. Next, third question. I simply had to shoot it, but where was I going to find a tiger? Here again your conjunction but, so put a box around but. I hope you understand this first activity. So let's start, let's move further towards the another point. The use of punctuation in compound sentences. The use of punctuation in compound sentences. So first, use of commas. When a conjunction like and, but, or is used to join two coordinating clauses, you should put a comma before the conjunction. For example, you can see in this example, students, Rita is an intelligent girl, comma, but she is rather lazy. So comma is used over here before your conjunction. Ravi goes to office in the morning, comma, and he teaches in the evening. So again comma is used before your conjunction. Use of semicolon. Use of semicolon when the writer wants to extend a sentence with a slight break. Instead of making new sentence, a semicolon is used for this purpose. So we can take an example. During the partition, my neighbors lost their home and property. Semicolon. We were separated from our parents. We were separated from our parents. Students, you can see semicolon between these two sentences. Use of colons. A colon can be used to introduce some more information about something already mentioned in the sentence. If we want to add some more information regarding the added topic, we have to use colon. For example, in this world there are only two tragedies. One is not getting what one wants and the other is getting it. So here already mentioned two tragedies. So we are talking about that particular two tragedies. That's why we are using here colon. We can see in this example. Use of ellipses. Ellipses comprise of three dots that indicate the portion omitted from the sentence placed to pause for effect. We can say three dots are there between these two sentences. He was horrified. His house was on fire. He was horrified. Dash dash dash. We can say ellipses. His house was on fire. See here. Use of dash. Use of dash. Dash, which is technically known as dash, is used to set off a word or a phrase after an independent clause or to set off a remark, comprising phrases or clauses that interrupt the flow of the sentence. For example, in this world there are only two tragedies. One is not getting what one wants and the other is getting it. We can say we are using colon and dash instead of each other. In place of each other, we can use colon as well as dash. So let's move further to the activity number 2. Before moving this activity number 2, I want to discuss some point, that is an easy way to remember the most commonly used coordinating conjunctions is to remember the word fanboys. See, here fanboys refers some kind of conjunctions. We can say F stands for, A stands for and, N stands for nor, B stands for but, O stands for or, Y stands for yet, and S stands for so. So students, this is the simple way to remember the coordinating conjunctions by the word fanboys. Now, next activity says combine each pair of simple sentences given below to form a compound sentence. Remember to use fanboys as coordinating conjunctions. Make changes whenever necessary. So let's make this activity. In that, first, Arjuna could fight with a lance, a mace, or a sword. He excelled at using the bow and arrow. So what we are doing here? Arjuna could fight with a lance, comma, a mace, or a sword. Now we are using a conjunction but. But he excelled at using the bow and arrow. But he excelled. So we are putting conjunction but over here. Conjunction but. Okay. Next question. Life was hard. Death was always close in Solo Kumbu. Life was hard. Death was always close in Solo Kumbu. So here what will which conjunction is used? Life was hard, for death was always close in Solo Kumbu. Life was hard. We are using conjunction that over here, students. We are using conjunction that over here, conjunction that. Okay, I hope you all understood. So rest of the sentence will be done by yourself. Next activity, activity number 3. Choose the correct coordinating conjunctions to join the independent clauses and create compound sentences. They took a long thin wire, fixed it to the collar. So here 3 options are there: conjunction but, for, and. So which conjunction is used over here? They took a long thin wire and fixed it to the collar. So conjunction and is used over here. The second sentence, it had seldom been released from its cage. A sudden taste of freedom had probably gone to its head. So in the second question, conjunction so is used. It had seldom been released from its cage, so a sudden taste of freedom had probably gone to its head. Understood, students? So rest of these sentences will be done by yourself. So students, I hope you all understood what do you mean, what is the meaning of compound sentence and how we can form it. The main thing is that we just have to add some conjunctions, and to remember this conjunction we have to just remember a simple word fanboys, in which FANBOYS refers to different conjunctions. So I hope you all understood. Thank you very much. Have a nice day.